Hi there, I'm Tasha.
And I'm Fallon.
And together, we're the hosts of No Roadmap with Tasha and Fallon.
It's a podcast where two black women have real, random talks.
We cover everything from hobbies to relationships, pop culture, and social issues.
We don't shy away from the tough conversations, but we also like to have fun and be ourselves.
So join us every other Thursday as we share our thoughts, stories, and experiences.
You never know where the conversation might take us, but we promise it'll be worth it.
No roadmap, just real random talk.
So what do you say, Tasha? Are you ready to hit record and get started?
Let's do it, Fallon. Let's give the people what they want. Hello. 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 And welcome to another episode. I wanted to change it up.
I love it.
I like to stay fresh. Welcome to another episode of No Roadmap with Tasha and Fallon. Yo soy Tasha.
I'm Fallon.
Look, and I'm bilingual. Stop it. Today's topic, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm an actor, as is Fallon.
Am I?
Yeah.
I'm a performer.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'll take that back. You're a performer.
Right.
I'm an entertainer. How about that?
You're an actor.
Oh, damn. Don't pigeonhole me. Anyway, we were just having a really interesting conversation about problematic casting, and we said, why not take it to the people?
Because the people are going to judge us.
Well, they're going to do that anyway.
That's true.
But at least you will get some opinions.
Right.
So, let's talk about it. Problematic casting in today's society.
What do we consider
problematic casting? Well, some things that have taken place in the past would not fly today.
Yes.
I.e. Right. Exactly. That's my point. Well, Alan mentioned Tom Cruise in The Last Samurai.
Right.
But it started when we were talking about The King and I.
Well, rewind. The Last Samurai. The Last Samurai falls into the white savior trope, which is totally different, I think, than problematic casting.
Say more.
So, there's always going to be the white savior, like The Blind Side, like, oh, people of anything can't do anything without a white person coming in and figuring it out for them. So I think that's different. That's problematic storytelling.
Telling, not casting.
Right. Okay. But The King and I. What is his name? Rex
Harrison?
Rex Harris?
Rex Harrison? Is it Harrison or Harris?
Harrison.
Yeah.
Like, if you gotta draw eyes on someone,
that's a problem.
You probably shouldn't do it.
Don't do that.
Because there are people who are actors who are available, and that's
who already have those eyes.
Right, and that's the basis of problematic casting. Rooney.
Mickey Rooney.
Yes.
Oh.
Breakfast at Tiffany's. But remember, Breakfast at Tiffany's, The King and I, those projects happened at a time, right, where there were not a lot of options for actors who were not white.
Right, but they existed.
They existed, but they didn't have the same opportunities. So if those stories were going to be told...
What murders me...
Not what murders you, what unalives you?
Sorry, do we have to bleep that?
I don't know.
It's
not TikTok. I don't think so.
I don't think so. What, makes me pass out and not want to get back up again?
That part. What stops your heart?
What stops my heart are people who are like, no, racism didn't exist back then, and there were so many options, and you could have done X, Y, Z.
Who are these people saying that? I'm curious.
I know some of them.
No, you don't.
I'm related to some of them.
Oh.
And they're like, oh, well, it wasn't a problem. Like, why can't we watch, don't throw away the baby with the bathwater. You watch the movie.
Right.
But you realize that the movie
was problematic. But watch the movie with this knowledge.
With the new lens of this was wrong. One of my favorite things when I was young was the old Dick Tracy show, the cartoon, and I love that show. But ask me why every character that played off of Dick Tracy was problematic. Every single one.
Give me an example, because I'm not familiar.
Hebo Calorie.
Is that a character's name?
Yes.
Okay.
And he was the Irish cop.
Okay.
Like stereotypical, Boston Irish with the round belly. And then it just gets worse from there.
Ooh.
Gogo Gomez.
Well, his name was Gogo Gomez. In relation to Speedy Gonzalez.
Yes. So you know what
Slowpoke Rodriguez. Were they cousins?
They were cousins.
Pepe Le Pew.
He's like, okay.
Okay.
Frito Bandito.
Frito Bandito.
So then there was Jiu-Jitsu.
Oh God.
This is
what you're saying.
This is what I'm saying.
I get it.
Highly problem. But that's a cartoon. Mm-hmm. So, it's some white guy in a sound booth making all these...
Like The Simpsons.
Like Hank Azaria, who backed off of a lot.
Yes.
Because,
Because he was a poo?
He was a poo. He was Dr. Nick. Dr. Nick and...
Dr. Hibbert.
Dr. Hibbert, yeah.
Okay.
And so, that there was a big movement to make the characters... The actual, the voiceover characters, the race of who they actually are.
Right.
And Hank Azaria was not. Have you seen that documentary?
About
something blah 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 Apu?
No, I haven't.
And it's an Indian American comedian who's like, let's talk about Apu and how problematic it is, and that's why Apu doesn't show up anymore.
Do you know who the comedian is by chance?
I will find out, or actually, Alan will find out when we consider the conversation because he's fantastic.
He's amazing.
So when we talk
Johnny on the spot,
we talk about problematic casting.
Adam.
So
problematic casting, yes.
We talk about specifically movies, live action movies, because voiceover work gets too complicated in my opinion, and theater.
Right.
And theater we do specifically. Yeah. So we talked last episode about me doing Little Shop of Horrors. I was in my early 20s. I'd seen the movie. I'd actually seen the original movie that was not the musical, so I'd seen all of the versions.
Right. And there is a movie that's not the musical?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's black and white. It's awesome.
Okay.
Go see it.
Okay.
And so, when I was an urchin, I was the only black urchin. And the other two women were white. I did not realize...
You did not share that, Missy, when you were telling this story before.
But I saved it for this episode. You're welcome.
Goodness great. Well, thank you. Look at that.
But when you read the
plot twist.
Right. When you read the character description, they're all supposed to be black. And it's specific.
It's specifically said.
Right. And where people are like, oh, well, you do what you can. No.
If you can't cast the show as it should be cast. And not all shows need to be specific on characters. We were saying that before, how you can do colorblind casting, but if there's a role that calls for either a specific race, ethnicity, or gender presenting person, then you need to stick to the script.
Right. 100%.
Right. So you were the only black urchin.
Right. And
how'd that go over?
At the time, I didn't think about it.
Right.
Because I did not realize. And I think this all blew up in, I guess, 2016. And there were, heated conversations, specifically on Facebook, because we're old, about race in theater. And I have a lot of friends.
Was any of that prompted by the casting of Hamilton? Because I remember there was some brouhaha around the fact that George Washington was played by a black man.
It might have been, because that, as an independent piece of art, the writer specifically wanted it to be
reflective of America today.
Right. Historically, yes, we know this isn't right.
Right.
But it's what the writer intended. And that's what's the most important, I feel, when you're dealing with this show.
Yeah.
So, we went back and forth, and people were like, oh, I think it was a production of Falsettos. Lend Me a Tenor, which is the one that has the blackface in it.
I don't know the show.
It's either Lend Me a Tenor. I think it's Lend Me a Tenor.
Okay.
And they're doing Othello. And historically, Othello was always played by a man
in blackface.
A white man in blackface,
right?
And a local theater did that. And
in 2016.
Yeah.
In 2016, a local theater did a production of Othello where Othello was played by a white man in blackface.
Yes.
Okay. I stay learning stuff. Look, I'm part of that 10,000 today. Lord of mercy. I'm going to be learnt today. She going to learn today, y'all.
So, and people were calling them out. Like, why would you do this? And so there are people who were involved in the production who came out and apologized, full-blown we're sorry.
Right.
There were people who stood their ground, and it was a battle.
How do you stand your ground
That's
on a white man playing a black man?
I'm telling you.
In 2016.
Well, do we want to fast forward now to Tropic Thunder, or do we want to stick to this conversation?
Well, is there a correlation? Because Tropic Thunder is satire.
Right.
Right? So that's a completely different horse.
But also, as the show was written, that's the way it went down. That's why the confusion happened.
As the way that Othello was written? Or the way Tropic Thunder was written?
The way, not Othello, Lemmy and Tenor.
Lemmy and Tenor. Okay,
yes.
I'm sorry.
Like, so it was written that way. So, do you keep it? Because that's
when you say that there was a white man in blackface, you mean Lemmy and Tenor?
Yes.
Not in a production of Othello.
Not recently, as far as I know.
I was confuzzled. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
So, does it lend to the comedy that the guy is in blackface and that's why the confusion happens? I can't even remember.
Because that's the way it's written. It's written for a white man to be in blackface?
Yes.
In the show, Lemmy and Tenor. That's okay.
Yes. So then the question was, do you do the show at all? Oh, there are so many shows where, like, you don't do them anymore because they're problematic. Mm-hmm. But then you lose a lot of theater sometimes. Some people were like, well, you lose a lot of theater.
I think there are enough recognizable names in theater, recognizable titles in theater that if you were to throw that one in the back and let it be buried under something, you'd be okay.
Right. Specifically, if it's written to be problematic.
Especially if it's written to be problematic.
Because then the conversation, and I mean, this was a thread, and it was back and forth, and all my theater people from left, right, and whatever, some woman that I did not know, I don't even know how she was on this thread, but...
a friend of a friend, perhaps.
She was like, oh, well, I lived in Illinois. Not even Illinois, it was like Iowa. And so we did West Side Story, and we just wore bronzer. And if you could have seen my face fall off when she said that, she not even said that out loud. She typed it and hit enter.
Mm-hmm. So she thought about that.
She thought about that, and then my face fell off. Like, are you?
Whole jaw on the floor.
So it came down to, my point was, sometimes it's not your story to tell. Mm-hmm. I saw a production of Once on This Island at a New Jersey college that was overwhelmingly white. Mm-hmm. Oh, we just made it about class. And I said,
but that takes away from the story of the musical.
Literally changes the story.
Everything about it. It's not about
class. It's about colorism.
That part.
It's about race.
That part.
Like, someone should have come in and said, you can't do this shit. And no one did.
I have a friend who refuses to direct it because he's white. Refuse it, even though it was written by.
Well, that's why I got pulled in for American Son.
But they knew better.
They knew better.
That makes more sense to have you and Scott do that together, right?
And I love Scott for that. He was like, I love this story, but this is not my
There's a perspective I don't have on it that you do.
Right. And the fact that both of our dads are cops were like super cool because we were coming at it both also from that perspective. So I think we both brought a lot to that story.
Right.
But that's the way it's done. That's the way it should
be done. Absolutely.
So then it went back and forth. And then someone in my feed was like, because I said, there are so many roles that I don't get. Mm-hmm. Because on roles that are not specific, because I'm not white, they're never going to cast me. Mm-hmm. And one of the biggest roles was me as Ursula. For
you can't play an octopus?
I can't.
Apparently.
They rather give it to a soprano.
Ursula's not a soprano.
They gave it to a soprano rather than give it to the black alto.
But Ursula's not a soprano. Black, white, or otherwise.
And so that was the last show I auditioned for.
Wow.
And that was 2016.
Wow.
And I have not auditioned since because I am not putting myself out there for a role I know I could do. Mm-hmm. I should do.
You should be fairly considered for.
Right.
But
because I'm black, you're not going to give it to me. Mm-hmm. So I don't.
Well, how do you butt that up against the roles that you get only because you're black?
Hey.
Didn't we talk about this?
Are you ready for this?
I am.
This is so horrible.
Have we had this conversation?
I don't know, but
I feel like we've had this
I
conversation
feel like we
before.
About it, but I don't know if it's been on this.
Excuse me.
If you call me to do a show, then you have to bend to my will.
Oh, okay.
You have to.
You have a rider. Does a rider come with it?
You have to deal with my outdates.
My outdates. I only want green Skittles in my dressing room.
I don't like Skittles.
M&Ms.
Peanut.
Okay.
That might kill me, but don't worry about it. I won't die. I promise.
EpiPen in my bag. I stay ready. If you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready.
Because I got tired of being like, oh, I'd be awesome in this, but I know I'm not gonna get it. So why am I gonna put? I don't have the.
You're auditioning for the wrong theater companies.
Maybe.
Because I can think of 5 theater companies in this area alone who wouldn't give a rat's patootie that it's traditionally cast as.
But also now at this point, it's breaking my streak. Taking only calls. I kind of like that.
How nice is that to be called in for a role that great. You didn't have to audition for? That has only ever happened to me twice.
I've been doing it since 2016.
Come on, 2016.
Fallon, we need you.
So you're okay.
Yeah.
You're okay with that?
I am.
Okay.
I am. Oh! The kicker of the story. So the one lady comes at me because we're talking about shows you shouldn't do because you don't have the people. And she was like, well, I played a turtle once. Should I have not done that because I'm not an animal?
Oh, baby girl.
And then my face fell off again.
Did it?
Like I just kept having to put it back on. So then I said, the nicest thing I could possibly think of.
That was a role you were born to play. Of course you were cast as a turtle.
Not that horrible.
Oh. I think that's nice.
I actually went nicer. I'm so sorry that your world is seen through rose-colored glasses because some of us don't have that privilege. That was the nicest thing I could think of to say.
Okay.
That means your filter is different than mine.
Or you're allowed to have a filter.
You are. Because it could be wrong.
Yeah, of course.
And had the nerve to get mad at me for saying they were wearing rose-colored glasses.
Same person?
Yeah. And I'm like, what? And I went to, because I have a squad, honestly, the last, oh my gosh, how many years is it now? 16? No,
8.
8 years. Thank you. Math.
Brain math. The math is mathing.
I have a squad of white women who I was like, look at this heifer. And they'll just, they're like, sit down. Right.
Sit down. Hold my beer.
Right, because I need a break. Right. I can't fight this fight alone. So I got a crew.
Right.
And I was like, was I wrong? I thought that was very nice. They're like, no. She deserves something separate. And
that part.
Good job.
So how do you feel about the backlash of Halle Bailey being cast as Ariel and the uproar that caused amongst the mermaid community?
She is a fictional character.
She's a mermaid, people.
She's a mermaid.
Right. That's almost as bad as you not getting Ursula.
Right.
Who's an octopus.
Does it matter? No.
It shouldn't matter? No. Does it matter? Apparently.
Right.
Right.
And because I think The Little Mermaid is now in the public sphere and people can change the story, spice it up, move it around. Whatever. It's fine. Nobody was mad at the Jamaican crab, but you're going to be mad that...
It was bad. Ooh. And I love me some David Diggs.
I do. He's so great to work with. He's super nice, but it was bad. It's fine. We love it. Eric was not great in that movie either.
Do we love it?
Eric was not great. But she was phenomenal.
Amazing.
I didn't even mind Melissa McCarthy, but...
I liked her too.
I think Queen Latifah would have been better.
Well, Queen Latifah did it in the live version, right? Wasn't Shaggy the Crab in the live version? How was a Jamaican playing a Jamaican bad?
They were all about name, and sometimes name recognition wins. And
that's fine, but bro, he's a Jamaican playing a Jamaican crab. How are you bad?
Stop it.
It wasn't me. Anyway, so that brings me back to Tropic Thunder. We were talking about Robert Downey Jr. being.
So let me preface.
Cast as the brother man.
When it first came out, and they were talking about all the names, Robert Downey Jr., and I would see all the promo stuff, and I was like, Robert Downey Jr. isn't in any of this promo stuff, and he's a big name, and I didn't get it.
How am I missing him?
What is happening? And then I'm in the theater, and it's happening, and I'm going, no.
You were like, stop right now.
What? But it was
I want to say for the record, if they had not announced that was Robert Downey Jr.,
I would have known it.
I would not have known that was Robert Downey Jr.
Nope. But it was perfection.
It was so good.
Because it was drawing attention to the ridiculousness of blackface and why it doesn't make sense. And they did, satire so well in that instance. I thought it was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And
it was so brilliant. People took it seriously.
Right. People missed the point.
Yes, the point 100%. Flew right over the heads of those. The point. There it is. Come back. Okay, bye. Yeah.
But in certain instances, coming to America.
Say, can you see I'm coming to America?
The scene in the train with Dan Aykroyd.
No,
Wait,
that's Trading
Places. Trading Places. Oh, my Nubian brother.
Is it problematic? Maybe.
Was it funny?
Yes.
Hilarious. But it was also 1984.
Coming to America, Eddie Murphy plays.
He plays the Jewish guy.
Right.
Eddie Murphy playing the Jewish guy in the barbershop.
Thank you.
Is that problematic?
Probably.
Why? He was hilarious.
The thing is...
And was he in whiteface? Is that considered whiteface?
Well, also white chicks. White chicks.
Come on.
The thing
is that problematic? Don't talk about white chicks in this house. That is my mother's favorite
I have never seen that movie.
Oh my God.
Because I could not.
Fallon. Okay, let's talk about white chicks. First of all, let's talk about the Wayans just in general and how underrated the Wayans are.
I love them.
They need to be revered far more than they are. I think their comedy style is ridiculous. It's not always my taste.
Right.
But
like
dude, they're brilliant. Keenan Ivory Wayans. Brilliant. Damon Wayans, Kim Wayans, Sean and Marlon. Just wow. The brilliant second generation coming up behind them. Just brilliant, right? I had never seen White Chicks. I knew it existed.
Right.
I had no interest initially, right? So my mother calls me this one day. And she's like, turn the TV on. Your dad and uncle are on TV. Right?
Stop it.
So I'm like, what? She was like, John and Cliff. My dad's name was John. John and Cliff on TV. Turn on. So I turn on the TV and it's White Chicks. And it's the very beginning scene when they're in the convenience store undercover as the Hispanics.
Stop it.
She's like, tell me that doesn't look like your father young. Why was she not wrong? Why do they look like my dad and my uncle in the beginning? And dude, just ridiculous. What was the opening song? Was it Oye Como Va?
You're asking me like I've seen
the movie. No.
I'm
I'm asking myself out loud because I'm going to answer myself. I know you haven't seen the movie. You probably haven't seen the movie either. Have you seen the movie? They're doing, oh no, he's doing La Bamba.
Stop it.
All of these stereotypical Hispanic, Oye Como Va is, I think, Puerto Rican, La Bamba is Mexican.
Yeah.
One has nothing to do with the other. They're just mixing it all in there together. Hilarious.
I can't.
But when you watch the whole movie, it's like, why were they so spot on though? Why was it so perfect?
Why does this work?
I'm about to have a bitch fit. I went to school with those girls. That's accurate. That is accurate. Yes. Right, oh my God.
Maybe I'll watch it.
Please watch it.
I'll try.
It's hilarious. I mean, Marlon Wayans can be a bit much for me depending on the roles and the movie. I love him too. I have and now he's such an ally for the alphabet community, and I love that about him. But
him in Requiem for a Dream.
I still haven't seen. Is that Robin Williams? No. What is Requiem for a Dream?
That's Jared Leto and Jennifer Connelly.
And who?
Jennifer Connelly.
Okay.
It's so good.
And he was in that? Was that his first dramatic role?
Maybe not first, but it's like his most prominent.
You're gonna watch it once.
No, I watch it all the time.
Oh, God.
Why am I only gonna watch it once? Oh, see, I can't.
It's so depressing.
Oh no.
And Helen Bernstein, is that her name? Ellen Bernstein.
Oh, okay. Oh, I love Ellen.
I never get names right, y'all. If you haven't noticed. So someone was nice enough. I don't remember. One of your friends corrected me It's not Rhoda, it's Rona Bennett.
Oh, Rona Bennett from
Yes.
In Vogue.
Yes.
It was probably Regine who corrected you because
Thank you, Regine.
was it Regine?
Because I saw in the comments, I was like, let me correct myself. So.
Yeah, she's a huge Mickey Mouse Club fan because of JC Chazé.
Can she and I just sit and talk about the MMC?
Absolutely.
Because I love. Now it's time to see you later.
Mm-hmm. That was her thing. She loved it, and Rona was a part of the MC. So
okay, sorry.
Rona.
Sidetrack.
Yes, no, correct. But yes, white chicks. Is it problematic? I don't know. Is it funny?
So the thing about...
And is it problematic if it's funny? Oh, yeah.
Oh, goodness. Don't even... What's that?
So, man, C. Thomas Howell.
Who was randomly in The Walking Dead.
Well, I feel like anything he does now is random.
It's totally random.
And it's no offense to you, C. And he always plays a maniac.
Oh, yeah.
Like, recently, everything I've seen him in, from Criminal Minds to... The Walking Dead, he plays a maniac. But yes,
Walking Dead, he was just like Guy on a Horse number 5.
Guy on a Horse number 5. Listen, he's a working actor.
He is a working actor.
And that's really all we care about. Is that check gonna clear?
I feel that way about Eric Roberts, who's my most favorite.
I just saw him in something.
I love him. And he's in everything.
He is in everything. What did I just recently... Oh, I will not watch Suits. He was in Suits.
So hot. Anyway, I have a thing.
That haven't been said.
Yeah.
C. Thomas Howell.
Right.
Do you remember Soul Man?
Yes.
Who was his counterpart in Soul Man? Ray Dawn Chong.
Oh my gosh, I love her.
Yes, Tommy Chong's daughter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh. She was just in an Interview with the Vampire.
Oh, I didn't catch up yet.
Oh, see, well, we need to put that. I need to put that on my to watch list.
Yes, that's on my to watch list. I'll actually play for AMC.
So that having been said, would you watch a movie today where, like, when Angela Jolie played the wife of the Armenian wife, was she Armenian, I believe?
Yeah, I can't remember.
Of the journalist who was murdered.
Mm-hmm.
Would you watch something like that now? Or even when Zoe Saldana was cast as Nina Simone, like, black people were up in arms about that because Nina Simone is a darker hued woman, and they had to
darken her.
She basically did it in blackface. Is
So,
that problematic?
There are other people they could have picked. That's my biggest.
Who
thing.
would you have chosen? If you could have cast anyone else in that role other than Zoe Saldana, who would it have been?
See, the problem is if I mention someone like
Viola Davis.
Not.
No, too old.
Rodrigo.
Olivia Rodrigo.
Mm-hmm.
What about her?
Nah, what is her name? I don't do names.
What has she been in?
Elphaba.
Oh, Cynthia Erivo. You are really bad at this.
I'm horrible.
Oh my god. Olivia Rodrigo, Cynthia Erivo.
Honestly, I don't do names.
Okay, so Elphaba is traditionally cast as a white woman. Although I do know Brandy Massey, who is a friend of the theater, my home theater. She's done some stuff with us. She was the first black Elphaba. And there have been other black Elphabas since.
But what's the difference?
Well, I don't think there is a difference, but there are people who feel some way that Cynthia Erivo was cast and not Adina Menzel or Adele Dazeem, as it were.
Who's that, me?
Just saying. They may feel some way about that. So,
but it makes absolutely no
sense. Is that outrage to you? Is it purist? Is that what it is? Is it just people who... Thank you, white person. As the resident white person in the room, it's the white people.
Right. It's the same people who are like, oh my gosh, why is Star Wars and Star Trek now woke? Why are there all these brown and Asian people? And I'm like, it's the universe. You've got Klingons.
That part.
And you've got...
And Wookiees.
Right. And you're going to be worried that there are a few more black people in this universe.
Yeah.
Like, y'all need to figure it out.
They can't exist in this universe. Why not let them exist in other universes?
So, in general, when it comes to theater, if the show is problematic, we probably shouldn't do it. If the role is race specific, if it's gender presenting specific, then you stick to that.
Yeah. That's it.
Otherwise... feel free to open up roles that aren't race specific to other people.
Or gender specific.
Right.
We just saw The Wiz on Broadway last night, and we were talking about the live version of it that NBC did, and I couldn't remember who played The Wiz. It was Queen Latifah.
Love it.
She was amazing as The Wiz.
Right. I think fantastic.
Yeah.
I would love to do some gender bend theater.
For example.
I want to be Fiyero.
Yeah, you do.
I would love to.
Yeah, you do. Who plays Fiera in the movie? Do we know?
No.
Is it, it's not, Jonathan Bailey?
Jonathan Bailey?
From Bridgerton?
Woohoo!
It's not Anthony Bridgerton?
Oh my gosh, if it is, I'm like, I was going to go see the movie anyway, but now I'm like more invested.
Yeah,
because
man.
he is.
I'm bringing a blanket. I'm getting
so
cold.
hot.
Yeah, it is. Look at me.
God.
I'm on it.
Oh my gosh, his glow up?
Yeah. All of their glow ups.
There was, I watched a whole little snippet on
They purposely
downplayed the attractiveness of certain characters to have them glow up later.
Especially season 3's couple.
Yes, Colin
and Penelope. Yes.
Oh my gosh, when she put on that green dress.
Girl, when she first walked out.
And she was like, oh, I forgot my cloak.
She's like, I'm about to unveil y'all. Peacock.
She needed her own ball for that. She needed her own ball.
It was gorgeous. But anywho.
Oh, how do you, the listening audience, feel about race and casting? Do you care? Yeah, do you care? Does it matter to you?
Does it matter to you, or do you just care that a good story is being told, that a great performance is being done? Right?
No, that's the wrong answer.
Well, for some people, though, that's what it is. Some people don't
true.
give a role, they don't care who's singing or acting in this role as long as who's like that? My husband's like that. And there are times when I'll be like, yeah, but this character is from Asia, right? Which, by the way, Tom Cruise is not.
Right.
And he's like, oh, no, I didn't know that. I'm like, yeah, do your research, bro.
Do your research,
bruh. Figure it out.
Like doing Hairspray at an all-white school.
I'm doing Sister Act now, and I go and I look for videos for inspiration sometimes, and I can't tell you the number of times I've come up where Dolores Van Cartier is written as a black woman. There is a line. There are two lines. We're having Christmas dinner with the African nun, and when she finally comes out to the nuns that she's a singer, and they're like, but you really are a Negro, right? You just gonna throw those lines away?
Throw them away. They just cut them out.
They're plot specific. So,
I'm pretty sure the show I did was supposed to have one more black woman in it, and we didn't have it.
Violet?
One more.
Yeah, just one more.
One more.
Stop it. One black more.
One black more. One black more. You got friends you couldn't call in a friend?
No.
Or doing Ghost and having Molly. Now, yeah, I know Molly probably isn't traditionally. I mean, she doesn't have to be black.
Who?
Molly.
No, wait. This is not...
But just because Whoopi Goldberg did the role doesn't. I mean, look at me. I'm talking about Sister Act.
Stop
she's
it.
gotta be black.
I'm pretty sure Oda Mae
Brown
is supposed to be.
Right, because her name Oda Mae.
Yes.
Because she has that gospel song.
Yes.
Oda Mae Brown.
Yes.
Child. Stop it.
But I loved watching the Violet, because I went and watched Violet, and I'm like, oh, you couldn't find any black people? That's special.
How about that? See? And there are, like you said, that once, there was a community theater here in New Jersey, I won't call them out, who did a production of Once on This Island. And their cast, they were dragged for their casting. And I'm like, first of all, y'all are probably in one of the whitest towns in Middlesex County.
And this
Why did y'all think this was a good idea to do?
Right. And then you call in some favors. Like
call people you know.
You know
but do you know people, though? Right? Because
everyone has one black friend. You know how many times, Fallon, but you're my black friend.
That part. Yeah.
That's another conversation.
Child, yes.
I'm going to sip my iced coffee.
Child, I can't say how many times I've walked into certain rooms and they're like, oh, the token black girl's here. LOL. And I'm like, that was funny the first time you said it. Yeah. Maybe. But we're on the 15th now.
Right.
Knock it off.
Right.
Before I knock you off, you're black.
Whew.
Before I show you a stereotypical black girl.
People should be thankful that we say only 5% of the things we're thinking. If I cranked it up to 15, feelings would be hurt.
You're welcome, people.
And people would be crying under the table.
That part.
You're welcome.
That part. But I promise you, there are some theaters in the area where you probably don't have options, if you were.
Then you call in favors. You find the people.
You just don't do the show.
You call me.
Call me.
I've done those shows. I'll help you out if you need that.
Well, listen, I told you I've been called into a show where, and they're like, I want to do Doubt. I need you. Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do.
See, that was written specifically for a Black mother.
Right.
So you do need me.
You do.
And I appreciate you calling me. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
I can come to rehearsal twice a week. That's
right.
it.
100%.
That's all you get.
In my rider.
That's it. It's in
Where
my
are
rider.
my green death M&Ms?
And also because I'm driving 50 minutes for a rehearsal.
Oh my gosh.
But it was amazing. It was an amazing production.
Good.
It was a great, great, great production. I won an award. Hey, yay me. But
So,
if I hadn't done it, who was going to do it?
the year I did Little Shop, I got nominated for an award. I was like, is it because I was the only Black person?
No.
I wasn't great. It was fine.
You weren't. Self-awareness. I love that about you. You're so self-aware.
I was like, I did all right.
So speaking of unconventional castings, you know what I'm watching?
Ooh.
You see how I did that?
Love
Can we talk
it.
about that segue? That's
Can
my
we-
second one. That's my okay.
You're learning. I love it.
Seamless. Thank you. I'm a quick study. I'm watching Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Oh, the show with
The
Donald
show
Glover.
with Donald Glover.
I got that name right
You did.
because I'm in love with him.
Oh, so it helps. It helps to be in love with Donald Glover, who has legs this long and a really small torso. But anyway,
Right.
which I never noticed before.
Right.
But then when you see him walking around in a white tank top and jeans,
And you're like, where's the rest of it?
your legs are really long.
Really long.
And we're going to stop there. Because Donald Glover, you're going to hear this and you're going to give me a job. So, I'm going to put it out into the universe.
Yep.
Loving it. Have you seen it at all?
No, I've seen the.
Have you seen it? Did you enjoy it? It was. I'm only on episode 3, but I'm like, why'd I wait so long to watch this? This is really very good.
I love it.
What's Mrs. Smith's name? Do we know?
You don't
don't
ask
know.
me anything because I don't do names.
We do know. We know that much. Mr. and Mrs. Smith. You know.
Man.
She's also amazing.
So
I should learn her name.
So basically, it's like the movie just like drawn out.
So it gives you, yes, Maya Erskine.
Thank you.
Is that how you pronounce that? That's how I'm pronouncing it. Maya, I'm sorry. It gives you a little, because what I don't remember about the movie is how they came to be paired. I don't remember if they were paired through the agency or...
They were supposed to kill each other.
So neither of them was supposed to know that the other
Right.
was an agent, right?
Right.
That's the way the movie is.
Yes.
Well, that's not how it is in the...
Okay.
In the series, they walk into the situation knowing.
Okay, yeah, it's totally different.
It's completely different. I mean,
I love that movie.
The premise
That's
is
the movie
similar.
That broke up.
Brad and Jen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chemistry.
Yes.
The chemistry was
The
spicy.
chemistry was spicy. I remember seeing that going.
Yeah, and I was like, whoa.
Look, Jennifer, you in trouble, girl. You in danger, girl. You in danger, girl. I was very upset when that marriage broke up. I was really wanted that to work. But anywho, really good show. What are you watching?
I just finished 3 Body Problem on Netflix.
What is that about?
I did not know what it was about going into it, but it's a sci-fi situation where it involves an advanced alien race and people trying to figure out how... I can't give it away. I can't tell you any more of that. It's physicists on Earth trying to deal with an advanced alien race.
Do you think we were aliens once upon a time?
Yeah, we're aliens now.
I mean, we are to someone.
I think
But-
aliens exist. Honestly.
You believe aliens exist.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother. That's a different.
That's a whole different...
That's a whole nother.
Another.
I said it.
Seth, call her out.
I said it. It's a whole nother show. He can't call me out. He doesn't listen.
He does not listen.
And I'm going to yell at him next
The
time.
fact that we call him out on
Almost every episode.
70%.
89% of our episodes.
We're just throwing out numbers. It'll be nothing.
It is 89%, sir. But anywho. Okay. Well, listen, this was fun.
This was hysterical.
This
We
was.
learned something new.
We
every day.
did. And we want to know how you feel about it out there in podcast land. Do you care if a show is cast problematically, or do you just want to see a good show?
Right. Let
Because
us know.
some people don't care. But we're curious. We want to know.
Let us know anonymously so I don't have to look at you.
Sideways when you give the wrong answer. In the interim.
I'm the worst.
Please continue to like, share, and subscribe to No Podcast.
Listen to
Good Lord. No Roadmap Pod on Instagram. And also check us out on all of the platforms that, stream.
Ooh, we're on YouTube. Did you know that?
And we're on YouTube. Did y'all know we were on YouTube?
We're on YouTube.
Oh, and I'm about to do a cross promotion.
Okay.
If you get a chance, listen to Living Your Best Life with AJ and Caroline as I was a guest.
Ooh, that's awesome.
And it was really good. And there's an accompanying video to it. So
Ooh,
you can watch the video if you don't want to listen to the podcast.
We need to get video.
Well, Alan's working on it.
Okay. I was a guest on my brother's podcast, Adrian Has Issues.
Adrian Has Issues is the name of the podcast.
Yes.
Look it up. What
That's
episode?
awesome. I'll put it in the show notes.
There we go. All right. So check us out. And if there's something you want us to check out, because we're always looking for new material, and there are things I'm open to learn.
I can't listen to any more
I
fraud.
can.
No, I can. Fraud, death, crime, random fact stuff. That's the stuff I listen to.
Okay.
So send that stuff my way.
Yeah. Fallon loves all that kind of stuff. Send it. We love it. In the meantime, have a great day. Do something wonderful, but you know what you shouldn't do? Be a jerk. Have a good one. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye. Thank you for listening to No Roadmap with Tasha and Fallon. Follow us on IG at No Roadmap Pod. Send us your questions, ideas, and reactions. Tell us all the things because we're going to tell you all the things. Until next time.